Jamie Carragher has firmly dismissed the suggestion that Steven Gerrard could replace Arne Slot at Liverpool, insisting the club would struggle to find a better head coach than the Dutchman, despite their worst run of results in more than 7 decades. The pressure around Slot intensified sharply before Sunday's crucial trip to West Ham United, with 9 defeats in 12 matches and 6 losses in 7 league games, raising questions over the team's direction and prompting fresh speculation about the manager's future. Slot, however, vowed to fight on after holding talks with senior figures at Anfield, and Liverpool responded with a resilient performance in London as second-half goals from Alexander Isak and Cody Gakpo delivered a much-needed 2-0 victory. Slot has remained backed internally throughout the difficult spell, but that has not prevented rumours from circulating around potential successors, including a sensational return for Jurgen Klopp just a year after his departure. Gerrard, a Champions League winning captain and one of the club's greatest ever players, has also been mentioned in some quarters. Carragher, though, believes such talk is misplaced and premature, stressing that the overwhelming desire within the fan base is for Slot to stabilise the team and restore momentum. Speaking on the overlap fan debate, Carragher explained that the meeting with West Ham felt like the most demanding fixture of Liverpool's recent run, despite facing sides in the relegation battle. He argued that failing to take points from the lowest placed teams would raise deeper concerns and emphasised how rare it is for Liverpool to even consider replacing a manager who has previously won the Premier League. He questioned the logic of an interim appointment, pointing out the lack of obvious candidates and the disruption it could cause during an already fragile period. When pressed directly on whether Gerrard could return to Anfield as head coach, Carragher was unequivocal. He highlighted Gerrard's mixed managerial record at Aston Villa, his successes at Rangers, and his strong relationship with the club, but insisted there is no indication Liverpool are considering him. He stressed that supporters remain committed to seeing Slot succeed, even amid an alarming slide, and said the real question now is how long the club can endure the current form before calls for change grow louder. Slot made a bold call ahead of the West Ham match by dropping Mohamed Salah and handing Isak a rare start. The Swedish striker, whose £125 million summer move from Newcastle was one of the most high-profile deals of the window, had scored only once in the Carabao Cup before his strike in London. Carragher believes too much has been made of Isak's disrupted pre-season, suggesting the explanation has been overused. Drawing from his own experience, he argued that players returning from injuries during the season do not receive a pre-season either, yet are still expected to adapt quickly after only a few weeks of training and a reserve appearance. He warned that using a lack of pre-season as a constant reference risks providing players with excuses rather than solutions. Liverpool's win at the London Stadium relieved some of the immediate pressure on Slot, but the scrutiny remains intense as the club attempts to rebuild confidence, rediscover rhythm, and avoid further damage to their campaign. Despite the difficult period, Carragher's message was clear. Replacing Slot is neither the expectation nor the intention, and the club's focus remains on stabilising under the current head coach rather than turning to icons of the past. Liverpool's troubled title defence has taken another worrying turn, with manager Arne Slot revealing the personal sacrifices and emotional strain behind the club's worst run of form in more than 7 decades. Slot, who delivered the Premier League title in his first season at Anfield, has seen his second campaign unravel dramatically. Liverpool have lost 9 of their last 12 matches in all competitions, including a 3-0 home defeat to Nottingham Forest and a 4-1 Champions League capitulation against PSV Eindhoven, equaling the heaviest home European loss in the club's history. The Reds sit 12th in the Premier League after 12 games, having already suffered 6 league defeats. The 47-year-old Dutchman moved to Merseyside alone last year, after he and his wife Miriam agreed their children Joop and Isak should remain in the Netherlands to avoid disrupting their education. Slot admitted the distance has been emotionally challenging during this difficult period. Speaking to Dutch outlet AD, Slot said, "Anyone who is married and has a good marriage would like to see the children and the wife a bit more. My wife comes over for a couple of days every 2 weeks, the children unfortunately even less." He added that his wife struggles with the intense attention that comes with being the partner of a Premier League manager, often avoiding restaurants and preferring to stay out of the spotlight during her visits. Their daughter Isa is expected to spend several months with Slot while studying English in Manchester. Liverpool's collapse has been striking for a club that enjoyed nearly a decade of consistency and success. The heavy defeat to PSV arrived just days after the humiliation against Forest, and the performance prompted further questions about the team's confidence, organisation and direction. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher believes Slot is firmly under pressure, and manager with results like that would be under pressure. Carragher said on Monday Night Football, "There's no doubt he's in the firing line now, especially after what Liverpool spent in the summer." Slot insisted he remains fully committed to turning the season around, but argued that Liverpool's congested schedule makes it almost impossible to make drastic tactical or structural changes. Is the question, should I change dramatically? If you want another system with 5 defenders, I don't even have 5 defenders, Slot said. There is hardly any training time. We play every 2 days. It is almost impossible to change our complete idea about football. He also defended his side's performances, claiming several of the heavy scorelines have not accurately reflected the balance of play. "I have thought a few times we hit the lowest point. The score does not reflect the way we played. This team should and can play much better than we do." Slot highlighted the example of Manchester City, who endured a similarly bleak run last season, winning just 1 of 13 matches before recovering to finish 3rd and reach the FA Cup final. "They have quality and we have quality," Slot said. "The best chance to come out of this is to bring the best out of these players again." Liverpool face a crucial stretch of matches that could determine the trajectory of their season, beginning with West Ham United away, followed by back-to-back meetings with Sunderland and Leeds United. Slot insists he has the squad and the belief to turn the tide, but the pressure at Anfield has not been this intense for years. With results worsening and scrutiny growing, the coming weeks will test not only Liverpool's resilience, but also the manager's ability to steady a season spiralling out of control.